This is part 2 of the role of government in the laissez-faire economy. What were the Republican policies of the Republican administration during and after the Civil War that was used to promote business? First of all, they offered subsidies and land grants to railroads, which stimulated further expansion westward. A land grant was a section of land, usually 2 or 3 miles on both sides of the railroad, all for the entire length of the railroad. This was given to promote the expansion. Government also gave away free and cheap land to the westward settlers after the Civil War. And then they also provided soldiers to protect the settlers against Native Americans. During the Civil War, the federal government gave out, especially the Union government, gave out an incredible amount of money to northern industries to produce things like shoes and uniforms and boots and guns. This is an incredible boom to northern industry and provided the capital for further expansion after the war. The government also promoted an open immigration policy, especially after the war, because those factories and businesses needed a plentiful supply of cheap and unskilled labor. This working population would also allow for lower wages, less of a need to provide for safe working conditions, because you could always find somebody that was willing to work in a bad condition. This is supply and demand in the labor market, and the government supported business by having a very open immigration policy. The government also got wrapped up in the labor market. As unions got bigger and tried to protect themselves through strikes and other arbitration efforts, the Union Army was often used to break up strikes. Think about that. American military is being used to attack American workers on American soil. The government consistently protected big business interest in favor over the interest of the working class, even using the military to break up strikes. So laissez-faire, business owners claimed that they wanted a hands-off capitalist economy, but as soon as labor unions embraced this ideology, big business cried to the government to step in. Also, what do you do about surplus product? Now that you're mass producing, how did business expect to sell all of their product? Well, one answer was that they wanted the government to help expand the market. If they had more surplus, that meant that they needed someone new to sell to. If they couldn't sell all their products to just Americans, they needed to go overseas, and they asked the government to support expansion into international markets, both by way of offering them protection on the high seas, and also later, during the age of imperialism, to have the government actually take over other territories. And the U.S. is going to do that. It's going to become imperialistic, which means it's going to take over places like Hawaii, the Philippines, parts of China. So they're going to take or control other nations. One is to protect American investments, and 2, they're going to try to look for new materials and new markets.